Guys, and welcome back to the Reading FC Away Days channel. I'm James. I'm not joined with Adam today. It's just going to be a quick little transfer rumour / manager rumoured kind of roundup of what's been going on. So obviously Brian McDermott's been sacked. So we're going to have to see who we're going to be able to get in as the new manager, and obviously we're going to have the transfer speculation, obviously with the window going on right now. So to begin with, I'm going to be talking about the transfers, about who we're kind of rumoured to get in, things like that. And the first one is actually a player that we've had before at the club. It's Glenn Murray. He's been linked with us from the Sun and the Daily Mail. They've both had us, Fulham, and I think it was QPR as well, linked with Murray. It's going to be on a free transfer. Apparently he's not really wanted at Bournemouth too much anymore, obviously with Afobe, Wilson, people like that coming in. And we've had Murray before. He scored 8 goals for us in a 6-month period when he was here at the start of 2 seasons ago. Left in January and has never actually returned. But he was on loan from Palace. He went to Bournemouth for about 4 million, and Bournemouth are now looking to get rid of him. So we kind of got a replacement in for him in Kermigan, but I would like Glenn Murray to come into the club personally. We tried to replace him with Sa, that didn't work, and Pog as well in that little 6-month gap at the end of the second half of the season. That didn't work. We tried to replace him with Sa, that hasn't worked. We tried to replace him with Kermigan, that hasn't worked. So we might as well bring the lad back in. I'd really like to see Glenn Murray back in the Reading show. Obviously, I enjoyed him while he was here. Him and Simon Cox had a great partnership up front. Obviously, Cox has been released now. Maybe he can form that partnership that he had with Rackles. Be pretty interesting to see what happens. He obviously wins a lot of balls in the air. Same with Kermigan. I wouldn't like to see the two of them start up front together, just because you then have the 2 big men and no pace up front. Maybe them 2 up front with Rackles just sitting in behind. You never know, but I don't think Reading would go that attacking in their philosophy. Maybe a new manager who's an attacking manager, maybe he can bring them in. But you never really know. Well, with Reading, we could bring someone in who's like flipping going to be worth 40 million in the future. We could bring in an absolute no-name. And the next rumour I'm going to be kind of addressing is the Sergi Canos rumour. Liverpool actually value him at 4 million, and it looks as if this deal is going to be dead in the water for Reading. Looks like we're not going to be able to complete it. QPR are chasing up him, and I think as well Bournemouth were, or Middlesbrough, someone like that. And looks like we're not going to be able to complete this Canos transfer. It's a shame, really. Me and Adam both wanted him, but it looks as if Sergi Canos will not be coming to the club. So now moving on to the managerial targets, and I'm going to kind of be looking at Sky Bet for the odds for this, obviously. So we've got the 3 front runners. We've got Stam, Gary Megson, and anyone in that Reading group chat would know about that one, and also Avram Grant. So the Gary Megson one's not actually a real story. As far as we know, Reading actually haven't made any contact with him, but there's a Reading group chat on Twitter, and we kind of come up with the idea that we should kind of get someone to be that kind of joke candidate, and a lot of people requested for Gary Megson, so we all kind of asked Sky Bet to put Gary Megson onto the lids odds list, and eventually a few people got betting on him, and he's now 6-1 to become the Reading manager, and he's actually second favourite. So so I want to give a big shout out to the Reading group chat on Twitter, because that was absolutely fantastic for what we've got going on there. So one of the main candidates, and probably the top candidate at the moment, is Stam. He's evens at the moment to become Reading manager, and I would kind of like to see this appointment, but I kind of wouldn't. Obviously, he hasn't really got too much managerial experience. He's managed the Ajax Academy, and I think it was considered 57 goals in about 34 games this year, which obviously isn't the best for a defender. He's a former defender who's played for Man United, etc., AC Milan, the likes of them. So he's a top quality, high-end defender, and he hasn't really done the best as a manager. Obviously, he was managing the Academy of Ajax, that's in the 2nd division of Holland. But I don't know, it's where we got Gravenberch from, and you never really know. It's a bit dodgy going and looking at him. But his agent has denied talks with Reading, and saying that the deal was kind of dead in the water now, saying we're not going to be able to complete it. So I don't know, I'm kind of happy about that, but I'm kind of not. Obviously, getting a manager with no experience at all. But as well, we don't really know what he can bring out, and he could just, be an absolute shock, fantastic manager. And he probably will be now, knowing that we're not going to be making any contact with him. That the contact kind of hasn't really gone to an agreement. Another manager that is on the list is Avram Grant, and this one actually came as a shock to me. He's actually friendly with one of the owners at Reading, and yeah, obviously Grant used to manage Chelsea, West Ham, the likes of them. Obviously he's a big manager. He's not the biggest, but obviously he has a reputation with him. Obviously former manager of Chelsea, he's current manager of Ghana as well. And I don't know, I would kind of like to see this appointment, but I kind of wouldn't. I wouldn't because I don't really know what names he'd bring in, and you know, what he would kind of offer to the team. Obviously he's getting on a bit now, but I would like it because he's got that experience, he's got that high-end experience as well, and he's got Champions League in him. Like, obviously he's not going to produce Champions League for Reading, but obviously with Chelsea he was in the Champions League, and let's be honest, a lot of people didn't like him when he was there, but let's be honest, if he's managed top-end teams like Chelsea and West Ham, he's going to be able to manage Reading, surely. He's able to try and bring in them big names. Obviously, Yossi Benayoun's basically been everywhere he's been, so maybe we can attract him into the club. But yeah, he's not a bad manager, but I wouldn't like to see him, and I wouldn't not like to see him. So he's like, I don't know, he's like half and half of me. I wouldn't mind it, but I would mind it. So the final manager I'm going to kind of put on this candidates list is actually Gary Monk. Obviously, a lot of people will be like, oh no, Phil Parkinson, things like that. But obviously, that's just like all Reading's fantasies in their heads and stuff like that. It's all our managers in our heads. We're obviously not going to get Phil Parkinson. He's doing a decent job at Bradford, and he's been linked elsewhere as well. He's not going to come back. I hate to break it to everyone, but I just don't feel like he will. If he does, then, well, fair enough. Obviously got it wrong in this video. But yeah, I just don't feel like he will come back to the club. But yeah, Gary Monk is the next person I personally think we should go for. Didn't get enough time at Swansea, and he actually did a good job when he was there. Obviously he was a great player for Swansea as well. He was very loyal there as well, so maybe he might be tempted to be keeping that loyalty with Reading. Obviously you can bring the luxury in of a few Swansea players. Maybe we can get that Gilfeet rumour back, as we always wish for. But no, we can kind of get them up and coming Swansea players. So let's be honest, they're not too bad. Barrow, maybe we can try and attract him to the club. And obviously we can get the failing strikers there. Obviously I say failing in like air quotes because the strikers that haven't been producing the goals and haven't been in the squad. Obviously because Swansea are clearly a stable Premier League team, and we could try and bring in some of them players from there. So he has connections there, and yeah, obviously he's got Premier League connections just everywhere. So you know, we can try and get a few players here and there. And yeah, obviously a former Swansea international, Wales international. So yeah, we could try and get him into the club. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed it. It's kind of been addressing the transfer rumours / the manager rumours. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adam will be back, hopefully, for the next video as well. So yeah, we'll see you all guys soon. See ya.